This is my intro. There are many others like it, but this one is mine. Hi, sports fans. It's Dan, and I'm back. And as you know, everything is terrible all the time. So I settled down to make a video, and a little bit later today, I'm going to be playing some Doom the Dark Ages. It's pretty fun, and I'm beginning my Ultra Nightmare run. I am not good at this game, but it's a blast, so please enjoy it. So today I wanted to talk about surplus value. I talk about surplus value because it's looping back to an old video of mine, one of the first I made, Labor Theory of Value, which was the theory that human labor is basically the source of all value, as taught by David Ricardo and Adam Smith, the two kings of capitalism. Now, where someone like Marx comes in, he starts to really analyze and pick apart the theory of labor. According to Marx, when it comes to labor, nature is the mother of value and labor is its father. Now, when it comes to Marx, he talks about the process of getting paid, which is what radicalizes most people. You take one look at your paycheck and you realize hard work does not equal dollars, at least not fair pay. The truth is that you are never, ever fairly paid. Even a guy like Michael Jordan, at the height of his career, was getting paid a lot less than what he was actually worth. So when it comes to making things, people's labor adds value. And a capitalist will pay a person, but they will pay them less than the actual value added by their labor. The surplus labor that's required for the capitalist to turn a profit also creates surplus value. Now let's think about this here. I've got a friend who works at Wendy's. Let's use some round numbers. Let's say that to pay for their wages, they will have to make and sell 100 Whoppers. Now imagine what would happen if it said, all right, boss, I've made 100 Whoppers. I'm hanging up my apron. I'll see you tomorrow. They would lose their job yesterday. They make the 100 Whoppers, and then let's say for the sake of a rounded argument, they will make another 100 Whoppers. And that's Wendy's profit. In doing so, they have gone, as Marx puts it, above the socially necessary value to sustain themselves, or the socially necessary labor to sustain themselves. And while we're here, let's talk about value. Value is an object's ability to satisfy a human need or want. A Whopper will feed you and nourish you. Nourish in quotes. Doom Eternal, the game, will entertain me. A piece of art will make me happy, and so forth and so on. And this is kind of important to talk about because after the days of David Ricardo, the labor theory of value, and especially the surplus value theory, really kind of fell to the wayside in mainstream economics. Partly because it's giving all of the credit to the proletariat and not to the parasitic investors. So think about your job. Think about what you do. Let's say you're making something. You are never really being paid your value. In the old days of feudalism, you could very clearly see what your value was and what your surplus was. You would work your own land to feed yourself a certain number of days, and then you would work on the lord's land to feed him out of a feudal obligation. But under capitalism, those things get obstructed. You're not actually really feeding yourself. You are feeding the Lord in quotes. You're feeding the capitalist, and then they give you their table scraps, the absolute bare minimum necessary to sustain a worker and keep them alive. And capitalists are always trying to squeeze a little bit more value, just like they would squeeze the most value out of a machine. They're going to run that thing into the ground with as little maintenance as possible. And that's exactly how they treat their workers. So I'm going to have a few links in the description. Let me know if you've been playing any video games lately. Today was a shorter one. I worked a lot of overtime last week, 56 hours. I am totally burnt out from that. And let me know how your day has been. Let me know if you have any ideas for future subjects. If you have any questions, I welcome friendly discussion. Have a great day. Please remember to like and subscribe, and take care. This is my outro. There are many others like it, but this one is mine.